All right, guys, we're here at Ironclad Gym today. I'm going to be training with my coach.
What you doing, guys? I'm Coach Clay. I'm with Unmatched Nutrition and Team Unmatched. We're here in Altamont Springs. We're gonna walk in the gym here. We're gonna train quads today. We're gonna hit them from a few different angles. And what I said, as you noticed. No. We're gonna hit them from a few different angles, and we're gonna have a lot of fun today with this quad exercise, with this quad workout, I should say. Exercises may be a little bit different. If you've seen her train in her off season, it's majorly different now because now we're leaning out. How much down are we?
For about 20 pounds.
So we're 20 pounds down since our off season. Off season is when we grow. That's when we're going to get our biggest. It's also when we're going to weigh the most, and that's when we lift the most weight. Now that we're training for a show, our weights are still very heavy. Make no mistake about it. We are training very heavy, but we are not pushing weight as in a way of trying to grow more muscle. So today we kind of know the weights we're going to work with and what the exercises we're going to do, but we're also trying to make sure we're efficiently burning fat and efficiently keeping the leg size that we grew in our season. So we have a lot of food still in our diet, but we're not where we were in off season. We're probably about 500 calories down from there right now.
Roughly, yep.
Yeah. So, ready?
Yep,
Let's
all right.
go get it.
Let's get it.
And stuff.
All right.
All right. We're gonna come in on a 3-second tempo for close. We're gonna hold for 1 second, full flex, and then I want a 3-second open. And back in. Hold and open, nice and slow. Right now what we're making sure is our glutes are far back in the seat. If you look, they're touching all the way to the back of the seat. They're not set forward. If they're set forward, it makes this exercise much easier. Being that she's fully back, she's gonna have more pressure. So now she's fully sitting back. We're working on a little lighter weight for her right now, but this is the first set. This is the warm-up set. And on this machine, it is 50 pounds. If we were to get on like our Nautilus machine or another machine that we do use like this, it would be about 80 pounds for her. This machine is exceptionally heavy, especially as we move up heavier. With her first set, I let her keep going until she feels warm because we are using less weight and doing a tempo base. I want her to feel good and warm, but I don't want her to feel overly worn out for as we go up in weight, she won't be able to move the weight. So I don't set her reps usually on her first set.
This one's spicy.
Now we're on a heavier working weight. Before I told you we were on 50 pounds, which was her starting weight. I did not give her a rep range. I just gave her a tempo, told her to go until she felt like she was good and warm. Now we're on 70 pounds. I do want to reiterate, the 70 pounds on this machine is extremely heavy. I mean, extremely heavy. If you look on the outside with her hands, she can use her fingertips to add pressure to help herself as this gets heavier. And that is because our machine that we're working on is it's hard to explain to you guys how heavy this is.
These are gonna hurt tomorrow.
Yeah, they are. All right, guys. So next exercise, even though this is a quad day, what we're gonna do is a hamstring curl. We're doing a lying hamstring curl. We're using this machine particularly over the other ones that we have down there because this one is a beast. When she lays down, she's already gonna know that we're gonna hip forward into the pad, hipping forward. We're gonna curl. That is also gonna limit it how far she can come up. She should not be able to touch her butt when she's hip forward. If she can touch her butt, usually that's overextension from the hips being rounded back to help you arch this way, and then that allows you to get further back. When she hips forward, her hamstrings are gonna come flat down. Therefore, when she comes, or her hamstring, I said her quads are gonna come flat, which limits her range of motion. So you're gonna see when she comes up, I'll show you in one way and tell her just to touch her butt. She'll release her hips. The other way, I'll tell her to do it normal and you'll see. But this is a big difference in growing muscle because most people don't understand that you have to hip forward in this. All right, you wanna get down? Now this is only 30 pounds, but this is a very heavy machine. All right. I want you to go up and touch your butt. Don't even care about your hips. See, easily it touches the butt. Now she hip forward, she's hipped in, and her range of motion ends right at that much from her glute, about a 1/4 inch. And on me, it'd be about 4 inches from my glute because I don't have the same mobility she does in her knees. Remember with this exercise, we're growing on the way down and we're stretching that ham out. On the way up, we want to go real slow. We don't want to use momentum. That's one of the worst mistakes is people start to bring a lot of momentum in. And the more momentum you bring in, the less weight you're actually carrying. Even though the weight's same here, the weight on the way up gets lighter because of the momentum. Good job. Good, one more just like that. Very good. Good job. All right, guys. So as you've seen what we warmed up with, we started with our adductors. After we went to adductors, we went to hamstring curls. Even though that's a quad day, we did warm up the posterior chain first. Now we're gonna get into what's the meat and potatoes of our workout. So we start with this hack squat. We'll be placing the foam roller behind her back, sitting her slightly forward. We'll be moving her feet a little bit lower down on the platform. With the sit forward, it's gonna allow her to hit her quads and really isolate the quads for a really good push. It's a very painful push the further you get into it because your quads are pushing most of the weight. However, at the bottom, you will get some glute coming in. We warm up the posterior chain first because she'll warm up her quads right now. On this first set, we only have a plate on each side. Just like the other exercises, I let her go till she feels warm because then I'm going to add the weight and we're gonna work her for reps. And when we always work for tempo, we never want extremely fast reps unless we're going after a pump only, which you will see today. After we get warmed up with our half reps, you'll see us going after more of a pump now that we're in prep. We wouldn't have done this if we were in our off season, and to build her legs this season, we didn't do this style either. It was much more just slow, controlled, big movements. So, you ready?
Yep.
Foam roller's tucked behind the back. Now she's sitting more up forward. As you see here, her feet are further down. They're not put up on the second row, which is gonna allow her quads. You'll also notice the knee's gonna push forward towards the front of her foot, allowing the quad to get more pressure up here. Is that one up? All right, you ready? Yep. 7. If you see, the depth is something that we concentrated on all off season, is making sure our depth is full. She cannot go any lower when she's doing this. As you can hear it click at the bottom, she's hitting both the safeties on the bottom. All right, now that was her warm-up set. She's done with that. Now we get into working. So with her next set, we're gonna add weight, but you'll also get to see what we talk about when we talk about half reps, pumping it in, and the tempo being different through the working set versus what we're doing to pump her more and more. And we get a higher caloric burn the way we do this, and we're now in prep. So that's very important. Because we still like to feed a lot of food. Her diet changes, you've had one change this whole prep so far in your diet and the quantity of food?
Roughly, yeah.
I think that was just the other day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you've pretty much lost about 18 to 20 pounds off the same diet, but roughly right above 1,800 calories, right?
On training, leg days.
Yeah, leg days.
Upper body days is the only day that we ended up dropping.
We dropped lower body day or upper body days, but we didn't. We just did that. We had kept it for what, 6 weeks, 5 weeks?
Maybe, I think it's been 8 weeks.
8 weeks we kept the upper body high. So for 8 weeks we kept the upper body on a high amount of calories, and now we brought the upper body down, but we're keeping the lower body at 1,800 calories a day in prep, and we're 20 pounds down. So a lot of that comes to how we train. We're gonna get very, very high heart rates here, and it's gonna make the body think it's in HIIT during this one exercise. And not just this one, but she has next is even harder.
Yeah.
So.
Unfortunately.
Yep. So let's add some weight. Good. 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 Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Here comes our half reps. Halfway up. 2, 3, 4, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, done. Now, everything in this outer quad should feel pumped. It should feel up this area because you're only doing that half rep, which is filling the blood up from here. You're just pumping it in. Good. 1, 2, 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Me lighter.
I know it doesn't. You think it's going to be lighter.
Right?
Only for the first 4 reps. You ready?
Yep.
All right, guys. This is probably the hardest exercise we do in this gym, and it doesn't look like it. You know, you only see 10 pounds on the bar. We're on a Smith machine. But it's nothing to do with the amount of weight. It's the distance of this lift and coming up and coming down and controlling it. This exercise here, we both engage quad and glute here, but this is one exercise we put in on this day because we really want to make sure we hit the glutes too and really get a good push out of them because we will focus a lot on quad. That last press and then the next press that we do are so quad focused that you're not getting a ton of glute like we want. And unfortunately your wellness.
Yep.
So you get tortured a little bit more. You agree this is probably the hardest exercise in the gym?
100%.
Okay. Good job. Push, 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 push. Breathe.
Now for the strong leg.
All right, guys. I want you to watch what we're doing here. This is a single leg press. There's a few versions of this one. This is probably one of my favorites because, as you can see, the platform completely splits apart. Arsenal has this, Legendary has this, a few companies have this. But what we're doing is, if you look, we're focusing, this ball of the foot is where the pressure is going through. She's going really deep, so when she pushes up, you can see her heel is lifted, like my finger is literally underneath her heel right now. And the reason for that is to really press through the quad and isolate the quad by itself. So if you notice through our routine, we started on the hack squat with quads. We really pushed them there. We came over to the step ups. The step ups work the posterior chain, but they also work the quads really well. And now this one right here is a quad killer. I like making sure we do something that's single leg that isolates the quad each day. And this is one of my favorite ones. Another one can be walking lunges, but this is my preference. You also don't need a split platform to do this. You can do it on a regular platform. This just makes it easier and more control.
Yeah. Keep up.
Good. Nice and slow come up. No momentum. 1, 2, 3, hold down. On this exercise, guys, right here, this is quad extensions. It's obvious. Big thing is we have a backwards angle to her back. Chest is high. It's actually aiming the ceiling if you look at it. Her legs are angled up. We don't want our legs flat to the ground. We want a slight angle up. We want our butt tucked all the way back. We want to use this access point for her knees. We don't want our knees pushed too far in front or too far in back from that access point where it's turning. And the next thing we want to focus on is when you come up on a leg extension, you should not be exploding and letting momentum carry you. Because the hardest part of a leg extension is once you're about halfway up, then it gets hard because then you're really moving straight against gravity on the way up. That right there, that point right there is the hard part. It's not at the bottom for us, so why use the momentum that we get from the bottom to carry through the top? We're missing a lot of that movement and building up in that leg, further up. One more. One more, one more, one more. Good, good, good. So if she was to come fast from the bottom, that top would go up easy. What's happening is with this angle and everything, as she gets further up, she's moving that right here along that muscle. So it starts from here at the bottom, and then we're moving up the quad to get bigger up the quad, better definition and better size. A lot of people only go slow on the down portion of these. Really need to focus on going slow on the up portion, not letting momentum get built in, because that's the #1 mistake.
So the harder it is, the better.
The harder it is, the better. Well, how many times when this was your first exercise have you done this and literally we sat there and looked at each other and you feel like your leg day's over with? You're like, I've already worked my legs now, I'm done.
Almost every time.
Because when you start with it and you work that deep into a set, it really, probably one of the most painful exercises we do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So.
Other than step ups or
right.
split squats.
And those are taxing cardio more than pain,
right.
Actually. They're taxing our cardio system. Well, this doesn't even tax the cardio system, it's just straight pain.
Yeah. All right guys, that was it for today's video. That was our complete quad workout. And now I'm about to go in and I'm gonna hop on the Stairmaster and finish out. I just have about 20 minutes and then later this afternoon, I'm gonna have to go back to the gym to train and do the rest of my 35 minutes, which is typically something I do for fasted cardio. But today, since I was training so early, we're just swapping it on today since I had legs already. Please like and subscribe if you guys wanna see some more content. If you have anything else that you guys wanna see, just go ahead and comment below.